Castlevania. RudeNation. Whoop. Oh no.
You're not talking about me?
Oh.
Your favorite vampire?
Fuck.
Well,
Oh fuck.
sorry.
Oh no.
Mr. Christopher.
Oh, Michael, I'm so sorry.
You do not have Thomas with you.
Oh, I don't?
I have drained him of his plasma.
Oh, could you put it back, please? I don't know if I could deal with this for this whole episode.
No.
Is it like can you return it?
You have shunned me?
No, Michael.
Pretty boy
No,
vampire?
Michael. Listen. It's not Rudetober yet, so there's still a possibility. I don't know why I'm looking at you. There's still a possibility.
At me, my
Yes,
eyes are here.
I guess so. Yes. Oh, yeah, they are. But yeah,
Not here,
you're
on my
right.
hands.
Yes, you're right. I should. Yes. Listen, we're not yet at Rudetober, okay? Dracula's birthday is coming up. And by that I mean Castlevania's birthday. But Michael Morbius, we got Rudetober, all right? And we got something planned, all right? You kind of listen. I don't want to say you overstepped your boundaries, but you kind of did a little bit when you took my co-host, my best friend. You took his plasma.
Well,
Can you put it back, please?
he's fine.
Is he? Where is he?
It's mostly alcohol at this point
Oh,
anyway.
and vampires can't get drunk. I get it.
Oh, here. Oh,
Are you all right, Tom?
no.
All right.
I'm a little drained right now.
Morbius
man.
definitely jumped the gun with Rudetober. Because
Yeah,
this ain't
well, look.
Rudetober talk, but this is still spooky talk.
Well, look, man, I don't control the vampire. The vampire controls me.
That is how vampiric activities happen.
Fucking,
Yeah.
I'm like his fucking Renfield, man. What do you want?
Man, why did we think
neck
having
hurts.
Morbius as a friend was a good idea?
It is.
He gets us all he writes us free prescriptions, and he's a doctor. So.
Yeah, I mean, he gets his prescriptions.
Yeah.
I mean,
But like, he sucked out your plasma.
Only
He
a
sucked out
little
my
bit.
plasma like a couple weeks ago. I didn't want to say,
Yeah.
but because you
Yeah,
told me
well,
to keep it quiet.
I mean, good thing I, ate a lot of garlic.
That probably
beforehand.
it's gonna fuck him
Yeah.
up. I bet.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty good. You know what? I should start doing that. All right.
Yeah. Well, especially when you sleep in the studio.
Yeah. No, this is very true.
Oh.
Michael's just in the rafters right now.
Anyway.
But yes. So we're in the studio, Tom. Yes.
Yeah.
This has been a stellar intro for another great episode of the RudeBoyz Power Hour Plus, episode 107. I
Yes,
saved that. I
107.
had to double check that shit. I'm Sherm.
I'm Tom.
And we're getting ready for Rudetober, the spooky month that we invented. Rudetober, but it's not Rudetober just yet.
No.
But knocking on the door,
We told you, Michael.
knocking on Dracula's castle, that's Simon Belmont, baby. Because we're going to celebrate the anniversary of Castlevania, which is a franchise that you and I are both big fans of.
Agreed.
That anniversary, so in September 26th is going to be the anniversary of Castlevania hitting the Famicom. Well, I mean, that's still lifetime. That's time. That's time, baby. Can't break time.
We post.
It'll still be
it'll
9.
3
It'll
days.
but it'll still
be 3
have
days
been.
after. I know.
Okay.
I'm just being a
Anyway,
pain in the ass.
that's fine. But yeah, Castlevania. We did have a Castlevania discussion, very loosey-goosey, back in the old RudeBoyz Gamecast days. Episode 4, Pretty Boy Vampire Baby. I re-listened to it. It's still not that bad. So go check that shit out. Go into our archives, baby, and check out.
It's horrible, Michael.
Michael,
shut the fuck
you.
up.
All right, we weren't friends with you, so all right. But still, anyway.
Hey, listen. Your fucking movie may suck.
Yeah, your fucking Twitter account got unverified because you were fucking
that's-
mum, baby.
That was fucking funny.
All right, so we're talking about Castlevania,
Mm-hmm.
gearing up to Rudetober. Very exciting time for you boys. Very exciting time for the RudeNation. Tommy, what do we got in our mouth? Or should I answer that question?
We have Blood Tears.
Bloody Tears. Bloody
fuck,
Tears. So
I
one of the
forgot.
best songs coming out of Castlevania, in addition to Vampire Killer, theme of Simon Belmont. Music is fucking phenomenal, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Bloody Tears.
Is all the music phenomenal?
Not all of it, but some of it got some fucking bangers, bro. Bloody Tears. Which one was Bloody Tears? Was Bloody Tears the... I don't remember. But anyway, this is a little drink I found on the World Wide Web from the Drunken Moogle Tumblr account, which is where I get all my kind of nerdy cocktails from. It's got raspberries, gin, lemon juice, grenadine, Chambord, It's got great, and they even said it was like, listen, the little raspberry seeds, those are the bloody tears. Listen, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's staying on brand.
All right.
Let's clink it up and let's ask. No, not at all.
You were about to put it to your mouth.
No, I'm gearing up. Well, that's pretty good. That's very refreshing. I think so. What do you think, Tom? You have a more refined palate than I do.
It's tart.
It is tart, but it's not like super sour.
It is refreshing.
Yeah.
It is a drink that I can see having you make another.
Yeah, this is like could be a year-round drink. This is a very this is. I mean, it is called Bloody Tears. So yeah, no, this is good. This is great.
Yeah.
What is a man but a miserable pile of secrets? Is all I got to say about that.
Wow.
But this is pretty good.
It is.
Drunken Moogle, you've proven yourself worthy yet again. I commend you. I know you can sleep at night. Should we go to Blitzkrieg News?
Let's go to Blitzkrieg, man. Starting off in games, as we always do.
Pretty slow news day in the video game industry, wouldn't you say?
No.
What?
Nintendo Direct fucking dropped on September 23rd? Yes. 23rd.
Yeah, that works, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I had to count back,
Yes.
Yeah, Nintendo Direct, motherfuckers. There you go.
Very cool.
Some highlights of the Nintendo Direct. N64 and Sega Genesis games are coming to the Nintendo Switch online platform, but they're adding an expansion pass, which is so fucking Nintendo on brand. Like, oh, this was good enough. We've done it 100%. But if you want more, we're gonna call it like expansion pack.
Yeah.
Like that is so like. Yep, you got it.
It's probably gonna be like an additional $10 or something.
It might. Listen, it might be. I think again, the online service for what Nintendo Switch offers ain't great.
No.
But like the freebie shit is like fine. You know what? Like right now, I could play Yoshi's Island whenever I want. I could play all these games whenever I want because of that service. And now, so the games that they announced right now, I don't have them off the top of my head, but a lot of them, Nation, if you're familiar with our most recent RudeBoyz Top 10 celebrating the 25 years of the Nintendo 64, you will see a lot of repeats. Maybe not the wrestling games, maybe not Win Back of all things, which I'm very excited to finally try, but you got Mario Kart 64, Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64. You're going to get a lot of stuff. You're going to get a lot of good stuff out the gate, probably in October. I think this is what they said in October. So that's cool.
Where the fuck is goddamn GoldenEye?
So, Tom, they talked about future releases. Mm-hmm. They talked about Majora's Mask, and they talked about, I think, like Mario Golf or something like that. And they showed Banjo-Kazooie. And so right now, like, I think Microsoft is cool with being, like, talking to other people, trying to get their other stuff on there. With GoldenEye, though, is a little tricky, because GoldenEye, then you have many masters to appease. You have whoever owns the James Bond license. You have Nintendo, who produced the game back then. You have Microsoft, who owns Rare. You've got these people who it's tricky.
Just give me what I want.
You want GoldenEye? No, okay, that's fine. Yeah, look at you.
I know.
But other things.
I'm a fucking slob.
Other things from the Nintendo Direct. It was a lot of announcements for announcements. So, like I said, the Nintendo Switch Online shit. Yep. There's going to be a Smash Brothers announcement coming out in early October. Rudetober, sorry. And we'll talk about that next episode. Mm-hmm. There's going to be some Animal Crossing announcements going on.
In Tomvember.
No, I think late Rudetober.
No, it said Tomvember.
I think the release is going to be late Tomvember. I can't believe I said that. But the announcement is going to be late Rudetober.
I'm pretty sure it said
There's no way to know.
Animal Crossing Direct will be like sometime in Tomvember.
All right. Well, there's no way to know.
Yeah.
But it was announcements for announcements, which was cool.
We're going to put a flare chop on it, and that is going to be a RudeNation After Dark.
RudeBoyz After Dark.
Yes, same thing. And you will be able to catch that on our Instagram.
Oh,
of one of us
on our IG
flare,
Live.
Of one of us getting flare chops.
I can live with that. I like that a lot. Other things from the Nintendo Direct, Bayonetta 3, we finally got some trailers for that.
Cool.
Minus the teaser from years and years and years ago. which is cool. We're getting a fucking open world apocalyptic Kirby game, which is like, did I say open world? I meant like 3-dimensional, which is something Kirby doesn't really do.
I want to see fucking Kirby fight and eat zombies.
You might. It might be okay. I mean, they'll be cute as fucking hell zombies.
It's gonna be like fucking an adorable Last of Us or Resident Evil.
No, it is, because I mean, like, that's exactly what I was looking at when I saw that trailer. I was like, what the fuck? Like, but I knew it was Kirby because it kind of got announced a little ahead of time. But what are you gonna do? Hyrule Warriors DLC. The Nintendo Direct was a lot of.
I was just like, yep, there's my boys shit.
It was good, not great. Again, because a lot of it, they didn't want to talk about Animal Crossing or Smash Brothers. They wanted to keep that to its own Direct, which I thought was smart, and kind of have everything kind of stand on its own in this 40-minute thing. Topical to today's episode, we finally got the confirmation of a Castlevania Advance Collection, which is going to have, or has, because it came out day and date, Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, Aria of Sorrow, and Dracula X. Dracula X is the Super Famicom / Super Nintendo version of Rondo of Blood, i.e. not great. But those other 3 Advance games are phenomenal. Phenomenal. I threw around a lot. Circle of the Moon is really good. I played it, I think, 2 Rudetobers ago. Harmony of Dissonance I don't remember playing, but I looked at the cartridge and I apparently 100%ed it. Take that for what you will. Aria of Sorrow and Dawn of Sorrow, which is the DS sequel, both are great games. So I can't wait to hit that one again. Dawn is, yes. Aria has like...
they're going to have that.
Well, no. Well, not in these games. I don't know if... They clearly don't know what to do with those DS games just yet, or else they would have probably conglomerated them into one big package. But
yeah, I got one big package for you.
I think the battery just died too. Nintendo Direct, great stuff. Moving on.
Well, hold on. Even though I know it's
what do you got,
Tommy? In movies.
Oh,
but
shit.
It was involved with the Nintendo Direct.
Oh, my God. I blacked this out. Right. And not for any good reason. It was just...
They announced the cast.
They definitely did. I knew there was something, but it was like, it's not video game related. Yeah. It's not coming to my mind.
Is, but it's not.
It is. No, you're right. I completely... It slipped my mind.
They announced the cast for...
The voice cast.
The voice cast for the Mario movie being done by...
Illumination.
Yes.
Over at the Sony Pictures.
Who did Despicable Me.
Not Sony, whatever.
They did the Minion movies. Yes. So we have Chris Pratt as Mario.
And I see that and I'm like, fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. Again, I'm not... You have to take a lot of this stuff with a grain of salt because it's not Nintendo making a movie. Yeah. It's Nintendo partnering up with the Hollywood movie studio and they want to make money.
Yeah.
So they're going to get the the highfalutin Hollywood actors, brother. So Chris Pratt is Mario. I'm like, cool, whatever.
We have Anna Taylor-Joy, who was Magic in New Mutants.
Who also I heard his name is Anya. That was the first time I've ever heard. I thought it was always Anna. It's Anya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's A-N-Y-A, right?
Yeah. That's how you spell Anya. Yeah.
Okay. She's playing Princess Peach.
Yep. Correct.
You have Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
All I can hear is just Donkey Kong going. Charlie Day is Luigi, which I think is phenomenal. Jack Black is Bowser. Once we went past Chris Pratt, I was like, fine, give it to me.
Yeah.
Anya Taylor-Joy, great. Charlie Day, Keegan-Michael Kay.
Yeah. Oh, that. Made me so happy.
And Fred Armisen is Cranky Kong. So, they're just really, picking Mario characters.
And if you don't have...
And you have Spike in it, fine,
and if
whatever.
you don't have John Leguizamo voicing someone in this movie's a failure.
I don't know about that. But Charles Martinet is going to be portraying characters in this movie. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows? I know a lot of the blowback is Charles Martinet has been voicing Mario since '96. And, why can't we throw him a bone? Well, because, the way that Nintendo has portrayed Mario is just kind of like a cartoon character, you know? He doesn't have a lot of dialogue and stuff like that. I think Charles Martinet really kind of spreads his wings when he's doing other characters besides Mario. When he's doing Luigi or Wario or Waluigi. But this is a Mario movie, so, it might not hold well for, a 90-minute motion picture. So you gotta, paid. And he's still, homeboy's still getting paid. That's really what matters. And it is what it is. And it's gonna sound like a fucking fever dream.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm there, and I think it's like December 2021, December 21st, 2022.
Yeah.
Something like that. So, yeah, great job announcing shit for the winter. Fucking announcing shit for year in the future. Moving on.
A new Disney collection has Jungle Book and the good version of Aladdin.
Yeah, I didn't know how to spell Aladdin. I'm sorry.
Aladin.
This isn't the Aladdin cast. There's definitely double letters in there. Double L, double D, double N, double I, double N, double E, double E. Who cares? The Super Nintendo version is finally coming to modern consoles, which is the good version. Well, you would, because you're a fucking, nerd. I don't know what to tell you.
That's the one. That's
the Genesis
version that I played.
Oh, so it's all about nostalgia, isn't it? Well, right, Tom? I think we just solved the console wars.
It's about what's right and what's wrong.
We'll leave it at that. So, the Genesis version of Aladdin is a whole lot of flash and flare.
Aladdin.
All right, cool. It's a lot of flash and flare, done by Virgin Interactive. Yep. Whereas the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin is done by the Chads over at Capcom, making great platforming games, great music. Maybe not flash, maybe Aladdin doesn't have a sword, because remember that scene? Maybe he throws an apple. Remember that scene? That happened. Anyway, the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin is superior.
Why are you getting angry?
And this collection is going to include Jungle Book, like we said, and a Lion King. So this is kind of like similar to the Aladdin Lion King collection that came out 2 years ago or something like that.
Okay.
Where it has all the different versions of said games, now plus the Jungle Book, all those versions of said games. Is there a date on that list? I feel like that was announced as well. 11/9, Tomvember 9th. There you go. So there you go.
Huh. That's interesting, man.
What else we
pick
got?
that up.
Okay, cool.
What
else we got?
Digital Eclipse has started talking to Marvel and Capcom to remaster Marvel's Capcom 2.
Yes, I hope that's the case. There's this guy on YouTube, Tommy. His name is Maximilian Dude. He's like a fighting game guy on YouTube. He was trying to get a hashtag free MVC2 out there because that game is delisted. It's unavailable. So it's a game that should be played, and now it is. Right?
Delisted?
No, I don't want to. No, we're not talking about this right now. Let's keep it Blitzkrieg. So I don't want to say he's.
That's usually what the ladies say to me.
Oh boy, I don't want to say that he's responsible for this, but it was something that the conversation occurred, and he was kind of at the forefront of that. So Digital Eclipse, which is like a what am I trying to say? It's a
game company.
It's a game company that historical, like they try to keep. They did like an SNK collection. They did like a historical preservationist. There we go.
I gotta pick up more SNK games.
Okay. Well, there's an SNK collection that Digital Eclipse put out. Yeah. Hey, where'd you hear that from? Me just now, you idiot.
Yeah,
all right. Let's clink it up. But let's clink it up. There we go.
A good drink.
Die, monster. That's what you say when you kill your drink. All right. Well, you should say that. Anyway, Digital Eclipse, great. Hopefully, you get MVC2 out. MVC2 is a great game. Moving on.
Crystal Dynamics helping out with New Perfect Dark.
Yes, New Perfect Dark was announced, I think, at the Game Awards last year. It was done by The Initiative, which is a new company, done by Xbox. And Crystal Dynamics...
Monster?
There he goes. You don't belong in this world. Crystal Dynamics has done Tomb Raider, and yes, they did Marvel's Avengers. But Crystal Dynamics has a lot of pedigree that they can get the job done. That's cool. Because, more games, baby. That's cool. Moving on. Rumor Watch.
Quantic Dream making Star Wars game.
Quantic Dream. Oof. That's like a beehive of a company. So Quantic Dream, Tommy, has done Heavy Rain. They did Beyond Two Souls. That was that game with FKA Ellen Page. And they do a lot of narrative-focused story adventure games. It's headed by David Cage. David Cage is he's a weirdo. So I don't necessarily know if I want them to touch a Star Wars game, because they'll probably make it like weird and overtly sexual or whatever, and it's like, this is not what I want to play. Like, if BioWare wanted to do like a Mass Effect game, like a Star Wars Mass Effect game, I'm okay with that. Quantic Dream, I don't know about that.
Speaking of Star Wars, we forgot that Knights of the Old Republic is coming.
Yes, that was well, we talked about the remake last episode.
Yeah.
And the original version
The
is
OG
coming to Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, that is cool. And I did say I would probably put 25 minutes into that. But once Limited Run Games announces that they're going to make a physical edition, then I'll pick it up and not put it into my Switch.
So yeah, you don't want to see Star Wars like overly like a 6-pack Jabba just
Okay, so no,
someone.
I don't mean sexual like in the sense that everybody's like pretty,
Finley?
but I'm talking about just like a very like intimate look. Like I don't want to see like Zam Wessel get out of the shower or whatever, you know? Like I'm just like, nah, I'm cool with that.
Is it supposed to get your whistle wet?
I might get aroused, but like I don't want that door to be open. Is really what I want to say. Listen, there's this one picture of Carrie Fisher burnt to my mind where she's on a beach in the fucking slave outfit, and it's there.
And I believe Kristen Bell has.
Kristen Bell was never in a Star Wars movie, so I don't give a fuck.
Can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
Kristen Bell, I believe, actually redid that picture.
Cool.
I'm just saying.
All right. Moving on. Let's keep it Blitzkrieg.
Jesus Christ. Comic news.
Comic news? Whoa! Wait a minute. We got comic news, Tommy?
Yeah.
I hope it's good.
No.
Oh, what?
A copy of Amazing Fantasy 15 is now the highest
this is the good
comic
news.
for $3.6 million, and it is in the studio.
And yeah, we got it. Yeah, your boys rubbed 2 cents together and we got that. Nah, it beat out Action Comics, and it's not. And it was like one of those fucking rated comics.
Nice.
You know, like it was like they preserved it and shit. It was like a 9.6. It was in good condition, but
I don't know what
yeah,
any of that means.
it was in good shape. It wasn't a piece of shit under somebody's fucking armoire. It was just, it was in good. It was good. It was crisp. It was mint as mint could be, and it sold for a lot of money. And our boy Spider-Man did it. And, yeah. Is that it for comic news? Because I think we got to talk about some new comic news.
Wall Street Civil War.
Yes. So, I'll get... Tom... Okay, so Tom's a comic book guy. Tom is literally wearing a comic book t-shirt right now. Let me get the meat and potatoes out of the way. The estates of a lot of comic book creators, so the estates of, let's say, Steve Ditko, the estates of Jack Kirby, the estates of Stan Lee, they are suing, Tom's literally walking away, they are suing Marvel Comics to try to regain a lot of the rights of their characters. Or not necessarily their characters, but the characters that were created under their fathers, brothers, whatever. And now Marvel is countersuing to try to stop that shit. And so my 2 cents is this. These characters ain't going away. Alright? They're not going away. Marvel, and by that extension Disney, who have had their fucking fingers in copyright law for decades. Because if they didn't have their way, Mickey Mouse would have gone public domain like a fucking century ago. It was, exactly, yeah. We would have had fucking, yeah, Mickey Mouse. Okay, so, you know, Sherlock Holmes is public domain. Dracula is public domain. I don't say Michael Morbius. That's why we can talk about fucking Dracula right now. Because Bram Stoker's estate hasn't locked that character down. So, they're not going to give that shit up. However, also, they just want a little bit of money. And I get that. Because, to be fair, those characters were created by a person. And, yes, the times are weird. Back then, they're still weird now, but they were weird back then, and they should have had some sort of contractual obligation to be like, listen, I own this character, I am loaning it out to Marvel, Marvel can rent this character from me and my estate for X, Y, and Z, and everybody's kosher, baby. Because, like, listen, Marvel is making hand over fist over all this stuff. Meanwhile, fucking, the guy who fucking created Thanos got like $500 for an Infinity War or whatever, when he could have been living large. Alright? So, Tom's chomping at the bit right now how to say his 2 cents. But that's really all I want to say. It's just like, listen, there's enough wealth to go around. Let's just share it. You ain't gonna be fucking Bob Iger rich or Kevin Feige rich. But, like, come on, man. Like, there's no reason these creators, families, and also creators, too, because, like I said, with fucking, with Jim Sterling created Thanos, like, he should have gotten a bigger cut. You know what I'm saying? Listen, just be nice, be fair to people. That's all I want to say. Here comes Tom.
Alright, so, I agree with you about Jim Sterling.
Okay.
He should have gotten more cheddar for his creation of Thanos and then using Thanos.
Right.
But these clowns...
Good start.
Who are in the, Stan Lee camp, the Steve Ditko camp, other deceased,
Real quick. No,
what?
Don Heck created Iron Man?
Okay.
Oh, alright. Because I've seen Don Heck art, and I'm like, that guy created Iron Man? Maybe I'm thinking two different Don Hecks. Sorry, continue. But his estate is also suing.
So, here's the thing. You guys, the estate, and big fucking air quotes,
okay,
are lucky you're seeing a fucking dime.
Okay.
You didn't fucking put pen to paper. Sorry to break it to you. These characters were created well before you were even a twinkle in your parents' eyes or your uncle's eyes or whatever. You should be kissing Marvel's feet. The fact that they are even giving you a glance at any money. Okay? Hate to break it to you. Do you deserve a little more? Maybe. But you know what? Too bad. Because, like I said, you're not the one that created these iconic characters. You are not the one who put your sweat, your tears, your blood into these characters. You are nothing. You deserve what you get. And I am sure what you're being given is a significant amount. So stop with this nonsense and just be happy with what you're getting. And that's all I gotta say.
Okay. Should we just move on from that, or are we gonna move into another half-hour debate?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I mean, Tom, I feel like you just kind of shot your own self in the foot because you heard about the stuff with Jim Sterling, and he was not given a fair shake.
And I agreed with you.
Right, but who's to say that, like, if Steve Ditko was still alive, if Jack Kirby was still alive, if Stan Lee were still alive, they'd be getting as fair of a shake as all these other executives making money moves. See, that's really what I'm talking about. I'm talking more of like the eat the rich situation. It's the same sense. Scarlett Johansson is very well off, yet she sued Walt Disney Pictures, and by association Marvel Studios, because of the way that her contract was handled or mishandled due to the release of Black Widow.
But whose fault was that? Was that her agent's fault?
Okay.
Or her manager's
fault?
fault?
But I'm not talking about her in specifically. I just brought her up as an example.
But no, we're talking about creators.
Okay.
We're not talking about actors.
Right.
Or actors.
So the U.S. copyright law, as of now, talks about anybody who has created these characters, their estate. I mean, the whole reason why they're suing is because they want to get the copyrights back, and they have all rights to do so with the law in question. However, what Marvel Comics, not necessarily Walt Disney, not Marvel Studios, etc., Marvel Comics is now countersuing. And again, this is all just fucking. This is all just commonplace with all these fucking. The whole reason why everybody's talking about this is because it's like, oh my god, Spider-Man's getting fucking. Marvel's not gonna have Spider-Man. That's not the case. We're all getting these characters. It's fine. But Marvel Comics is like, no, these characters were created under work for hire, which is what. So they're my characters.
They're not.
But that's the issue. Everything needs to be taken case by case.
These self-important, entitled little brats who probably just want more money for their fucking meth habit, who the fuck knows, are now all of a sudden be like, hey, I should be getting more money. Now, fuck you.
I really don't know what stance you're taking.
I'm gonna get canceled.
I don't know if you're trying to be like very pro Marvel or just anti.
I don't don't like the
people trying to get money.
I don't like the fact that all of a sudden this bullshit.
Well,
is
again,
coming.
all this stuff happens all of a sudden because people build a case. Let me tell you about the U.S. legal system, Tommy. It's all about building cases.
I know. About
so
the
if
US
somebody,
do you know how many funds I have across the seas that are tied up?
Whoa,
right now?
wait, Ixnay on the Unsfay.
Why we are able to record it?
Ixnay on the Recording Ray Studio.
Look, it's silly.
It's all just something that Marvel could have just squashed out and just paid him more money. That's it. That's really all it's about. You know?
Honestly,
it's about just equal
turn
sharing
around.
of wealth, nation. Eat the rich, nation.
They're gonna turn around and give these little crybaby bitches, 40% more.
That'll probably be the case.
And we're not gonna hear it.
Or, I mean, what's going to happen is if they're going to own the characters, quote unquote, which isn't going to happen. Are you okay?
No, you're just.
Oh no.
If they're gonna have a drink.
If they're gonna own the characters, which is not gonna happen because you're dealing with corporations that have more money. If they somehow win, they're just gonna turn around and sell the characters back. That's really it. You know what I mean?
I can't wait to see Steve Ditko's fucking
Like, they're not gonna be
great grandkid fucking try to draw Spider-Man like a jabroni.
No, he's not. He is gonna sell that character out to somebody who can draw it and then get paid more than he would with Marvel.
Hopefully not
owning
a
a character.
Romita.
Oh boy. Anyway, let's move the fuck on. Now we've gotten on to Tom. Tom likes to fucking segue into shit he hates, and he hates the Romitas. Moving on, Tommy. What else do we have in the Blitzkrieg news? Die, monster. You don't belong in this world.
Movies.
No, man. Tom's not on a high horse right now.
God damn it.
Continue.
I can't. So, a vampire movie that is very near and dear to my heart.
Interesting. Vampires.
Very near and dear.
Yes.
And I know
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Well, yes, but another vampire movie that is very near and dear to my heart.
What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes. But another one.
Interview with the Vampire.
Yes, but
you're a big vampire, Mark.
That
one Stephen King one.
Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot.
The Lost Boys
Uh-huh.
is being remade.
Okay.
No, okay.
Oh.
This is a travesty
okay.
in movie history.
Okay.
This is one of those movies that do not need to be remade.
Okay.
It is fine the way it is. Let's not give it a little fucking 2021 tweak where we can't call them vampires and they don't have fangs.
Oh my god.
Like, just don't remake it.
Okay.
I will.
What if they do a shot-for-shot remake?
I will
like
actually sign a petition to have this movie stopped.
Oh my god! Now he's talking about cancel culture.
I've signed petitions to stop having the Crow remake made several times.
Okay.
Because that's another movie that is just perfect the way it is. Does not need to be touched. Jason Momoa actually walked away from that remake because he was just like, "This is horrible."
Right. I mean, I would feel the same way about like Back to the Future or something. So.
I mean, they could remake it good.
Well, that's just your stupid opinion, but okay.
No, I like Back to the Future. I just like saying that shit just to get your goat.
I don't think you do like Back to the Future.
Did I or did I not, when we were at a bar, take over the cable box and turn it back on?
I feel like you were like trying to turn it off. And you
No, they turned on the basketball game.
Oh
and
yeah. I mean,
and I took over the cable box while you and I were sitting at the bar, and I put on Back to the Future.
Fair. All
right. So yeah,
that doesn't mean you like it. That means you just like it more than basketball.
Oh, and don't fuck with people.
Right.
I like fucking with people more.
Yes, you do.
But yeah, this movie does not need to be remade. You still need to see this movie.
I have never seen this movie. I'll wait for the remake.
What else you got? Fucking this microphone square up your fucking baby. Ass.
No, don't do that.
Because you fucking deserve it, you asshole.
Moving on.
Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore, coming 4/15/2022.
Did you see the first one yet, Tom? I don't remember.
I've seen them both. I've seen the first two.
There were two. This is the third one, right? Okay, yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were alright.
Yeah, I mean, it's
more Harry Potter. Okay, cool.
I'm fine with that. I don't know if Johnny Depp's going to be in it.
No, he's not. It's going to be, I think he was recast by somebody.
Well, I know.
Because again, cancel culture.
I know Johnny Depp has actually said cancel culture is just ridiculous. And cancel culture
well, because he got canceled and
well,
found out that he shouldn't have gotten canceled.
Well, that's
because
dumbasses don't do fucking research.
Right, see, it's all about understanding. It's all about understanding.
Shut up.
No, but we're saying the same thing. You're way more aggressive than I am.
I feel like you're going after me about my whole Marvel thing.
No, that's your upbringing. That's fine. I can't control that. That's your past, Tom. I can't control that. That's just the person who you are now. But yeah, it's all about understanding. That's it. You know, like you know, I don't want to get into that. But yes, I think it's Mads Mikkelsen. I think is going to be taken over as Grindelwald.
Great! Can't wait to see how they're going to make him have something wrong with his eyes in this one.
It'll happen. Yep. Moving on.
Was something wrong with his eyes in Rogue One? I can't remember.
Yeah, well, you got fucking blown up. real hard to have something good with your eyes. Or you get blown up by a fucking X-Wing. Are you good? You want me to take over?
Yeah, you got blown up.
Got blown up. Trailer talk. Halloween kills.
Halloween kills.
Didn't
man.
see it.
Oh, this looks great.
Does it?
I can't wait, man.
Good.
I really
Halloween
can't.
is your baby.
We're gonna. All right, so I'm gonna tell you right now, brother.
Okay.
To watch these Halloween movies coming out, you only need to watch Halloween,
which I saw last Rudetober.
Mm-hmm. Halloween 2.
Did not see last Rudetober.
Halloween 2018.
Oh, okay. Is that the one Busta Rhymes in it or no?
No.
Okay. I don't know.
And this Halloween.
Busta Rhymes wouldn't have been in a movie in 2018. I can't believe I just said that.
Because
now I'm thinking
apparently
about it.
these Halloween movies that are coming out kind of erases the whole Halloween franchise.
Right.
Which I have the box set of Halloween.
Okay.
Anytime, man. I don't care if it's Rudetober, Tomvember, December. I don't give a fuck.
That wouldn't be December, no.
No.
Yeah.
That's Shrapel.
Santa December. Shrapel. That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good.
Oh, I gotta go take a Shrapel.
I got attacked on the train. It was a Shrapel.
Yeah. Yep. Phone dead. Yep. No. So.
Soundboard is dead.
Very fucking cool.
The word rape is in there. That's why I don't Shrapel doesn't sound good.
Oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
Well.
Anyway.
So it looks good. It's a good trailer.
It looks cool.
Right,
Anytime you want to watch Halloween movies, I'm down. I'll bring them next fucking week when we just chill.
Okay, great. It's Rudetober at that point, so hell yeah. I'm okay with that.
Slasher movies are fantastic, along with vampire movies.
Slasher movies, you know, I have a better respect for after seeing Halloween last year. Mm-hmm. Cool. Moving on.
Where the fuck are we?
TV.
Haley Atwell to voice Lara Croft in Netflix anime series. Cool. Another fucking Tomb Raider shit.
Yep.
Moving on. Anthony Mackie to star and executive produce in a Twisted Metal series.
Yeah.
I hope he plays Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth is the only... Name another character from Twisted Metal.
Oh my god,
And I'm saying name, don't be like, oh, that one guy.
No, I know. I
It's Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth is our mascot, basically.
know, but I know the fucking... God, I'm drawing a blank.
It doesn't matter. See, that's kind of the point.
I know. And I'm kicking myself in the ass because it's one that I always played as.
Right.
He drove a muscle car.
Right. But see...
That, or I played as the guy who had giant wheels as arms.
I thought I dreamed that. That was a guy, wasn't it?
No, totally.
See, I was not a Sony guy, but like I remember seeing that.
Dollface.
Dollface?
Twisted Metal Black. She had a legit Dollface locked on her.
Okay.
And her ending is like...
They should just go straight horror then. At that point.
I hope they do.
It's called Twisted Metal. So, you know. You've got a weird clown with a fucking flaming head driving an ice cream truck. That's horror movie. Don't try to diversify.
Spawn, proof, and point.
Yeah.
Ice cream men are horrible. moving on to trailer talk for TV. Hawkeye.
What you think, Tommy? I've heard good things. I saw the trailer.
I can't wait.
Neither can I.
I am stoked.
I've heard people were like, "Wow, that was a really good trailer." So it's like, and people were like, "Who poo on Marvel?" Because it's the thing to do.
I've had someone poo poo on it. It was like, I don't like the fact that they're putting his family in there and blah blah blah.
His Well, I mean, you kind of have to.
Well, like they're like, that's not how it was done in the comics.
That's called stakes.
And
that's called like reason to do the thing.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. He didn't have a family in the comic.
Right.
Like, in 616, Hawkeye doesn't have a family.
Right.
In the Ultimate Universe, yes, he has a family.
Right,
but
which is
murdered.
what a lot of which the MCU kind of takes a lot of inspiration from more. The Ultimate.
A nice mixture, I would say.
Yes, a nice mixture.
I'd say a nice mixture of 616 and the Ultimate verse.
Yes.
And trying to talk to people who are like, no, that's my opinion. I don't want to hear your opinion.
There's no way. It's all about understanding.
Which I let you talk about your opinion.
Yeah. You let me talk about it. Yeah.
I allowed it.
Right. But yeah, no,
I dug it.
Cool.
I think it's very going to be cool. We're going to see more trick arrows, which I love.
Right.
Haley Steinfeld is going to be playing Kate Bishop.
She sure is.
This is just more and more of
Young Avengers.
We're going to start to see more and more Young Avengers.
Right.
I'm looking forward to seeing Hulkling pop up somewhere.
Right.
Maybe in the She-Hulk show.
I mean, Hulkling is like a Skrull, wasn't he?
He is, but he always took the form of Hulk.
Right.
Because I think that was like his favorite hero or some shit like that.
Okay.
So,
gotcha.
I'm sure somehow we're going to see Vision, a young Vision.
Oh, it's Vision. It's Vision, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get Vision. It'll happen. Yeah. We talked.
Kid Vision was Kang.
Right, but we talked about it. I thought Iron Lad was Kang.
Iron Lad, that's fine.
Okay. We'll get like again. It might not be like straight up the Young Avengers, but it will be a Young Avengers team.
We already got Eli
with Kate Bishop and the Patriot and fucking probably Kid Loki. I don't know. They're gonna do something with a younger group. To make them, to stretch that even further. Stature, they already recast Scott Lang's kid for Quantumania, so like, it's gonna happen.
So next trailer.
Hit Monkey. Did you see this?
I totally meant to.
Okay.
How does it look?
It looks fine.
Yeah.
It's what's weird is that there's still, I think it's a lot of like contractual shit that like Marvel Studios made with Hulu, so it's like. Because like this shit wouldn't have gotten fair. Exactly. No, it's gonna be shit like that where it's not gonna be really like like the Marvel Studios stuff, like the WandaVision and Loki and Falcon and the Soldier. That's all canon. That's all MCU canon, I should say. Now with the multiverse, who the fuck knows? But these other things were just like, oh, we're gonna make a show about MODOK. Tee-hee. This is going to be the same thing. It's going to be like, oh, it's a thing with a hit monkey. Great. It's got Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Munn. Oh, cool. And a monkey as an assassin. Whatever. I don't know. Shrug.
I mean, hit monkey. I mean, it's an interesting idea.
It's an interesting idea. It's not something I really I'm really dying to watch.
Yeah.
Like, he is a good side character for Deadpool. And Deadpool's not even like a main eventer. Hey, I mean, he is. He makes a lot of money.
Careful what you say about Deadpool. You're going to get us canceled.
You know what I mean? But he's just like, oh, that's cool. But it's like, you don't need a whole fucking show about this guy.
I just recently watched Deadpool 2, man.
Oh, no. Why did you do that to yourself? And I dug it, but I know how it did to you.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm like...
Sitting there.
I'm watching it.
Uh-huh.
With the roommates.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, fuck Fire Fist.
Fire Fist?
Fucking Rusty.
Oh,
that's what he was calling himself.
The big boy, yeah.
I love what they did with Juggernaut.
Yes.
Juggernaut, I think was great.
Yes.
I do like,
a lot of stuff to do with Domino.
Yeah.
Domino was good. I thought Cable was good.
I do like the fact that Brad Pitt was the Vanisher.
Yes.
Brad
Pitt was a Vanisher.
I hated the fucking boxing helmet that Shatterstar wore.
Well, he wears that in the fucking comics, basically. Well, no, not anymore.
Actually, I don't
but
know
like
where the fuck he is.
the typical X
Not like Force.
Force. Damn it! I was this close to saying it. And you
Which, holy, I'm gonna get into that with
said it. Uh-oh.
what we've been up to.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah.
So yeah. Moving on, Tom. What else we got in Blitzkrieg?
Wrestling.
Wrestling.
AEW teams up with the Owen Hart Foundation.
This is fucking huge.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Despite my feelings of Owen Hart and how he dealt with breaking Stone Cold Steve Austin's neck,
Right.
not reaching out to him,
Right.
not seeing how he was, how he passed was horrible. Despite how you feel about the WWE machine, it was horrible. Whether it was his
horrible
fault,
regardless.
Vince's fault, the man passed, and that sucks. But then the AEW turns around and they're like, we're gonna team with the foundation and have a tournament. And as soon as I saw a tournament, I was like, hard.
Right.
I was fucking just, yup, there's my dick. It's hard.
Right. Yep. Oh, there it is.
Yup.
Yep.
Bing.
Yep.
That was the sound it made.
Yep.
I'm very big on tournaments.
Yes, you are.
Which they haven't said if it's a tag tournament or a singles tournament. I'm sure it's a singles tournament.
I would imagine it's a singles. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very huge. I know his horrible wife made the announcement, I think.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, his wife is... I'm not a fan. And I get why
It's all
she's...
about understanding.
And I understand, but I don't like it.
Okay.
Okay?
So then why can't you just respect it and be like, that's
Why
your
can't-
thoughts, man?
Why can't I express myself without you neutering me?
So now we're turning into your own self-rights and not everybody learning from each
Anyway,
other.
it's very cool that they are doing this.
Yes, because this is definitely something that WWE won't do.
No.
Or can't do, because there's a lot of animosity
Yep.
from Owen Hart's widow and the children he left because of the stunt performed,
I
and
don't know if any of his kids are into this.
I don't think so either.
I said I don't know.
Oh, I don't believe they are. But the thing is, it's that now AEW, in addition to trying to give, not trying, but also succeeding to giving the wrestling fans what they want, they're trying to give the wrestling business what it needs.
I was gonna say, I was
needs-
like, more importantly, giving. But
It needs to just be better and grow and learn and understand
I
each other.
agree.
That's really what it's all about, man.
but at the same time,
Uh-huh. Okay. I don't know why you could disagree with something so poignant and smart and just well put together.
why can't they kind of do a tournament for like? I'm gonna be honest. I didn't do research on the Owen Hart Foundation.
Okay.
I don't know what it does.
Me neither. I'll be
But
honest. I don't
why
remember.
not just kind of like set up a tournament and set up a Brody Lee Foundation where for like cancer research and such.
To be
For
fair, I
a
don't know. To
star
be fair,
that
I don't know.
passed under your banner,
Right, but Tom, I don't
as
know.
opposed to a star that didn't pass under your banner.
Right, but who is a legend in the
I
business.
understand that,
Right.
but so is Brody Lee.
I think Brody Lee's legacy has been handled fine.
Yeah, no,
Because
I
again,
agree.
it is much more recent of his passing than
I'm just-
Owens.
Right.
And like his son is going to be in the video game, and his son is in he shows up from time to time. They're going to be in Rochester in a couple weeks. So his memory is still alive and well. Big E fucking alluded to him when he won the WWE Championship. So his memory is still alive and well. Owens
I still gotta watch that promo.
Owens might have diminished because again, it's a time. It happens so much longer than Brody's.
Can't wait till AEW fucking rolls old ass Bret Hart out.
Oh, he will be there.
Oh my god.
He will be there.
Yeah, he'll fucking whatever. Fine.
All right.
Cool. We have nothing in Blitzkrieg. Nothing else in Blitzkrieg. We're done with Blitzkrieg.
Tommy, so I don't want to alarm you, but I know once Morbius dropped you back off.
Dropped me? You fucking dropped me from the fucking rafters!
I know, yeah,
like a piece of fucking meat!
You got something on your neck.
Yeah,
like,
know.
is it blood?
Yeah. It's totally
Are you
blood.
sure?
Yeah.
It's nothing else?
He likes to put condiments on us when he,
Oh, well, that's good. He practices safe
condiments.
eating. Oh, okay.
So it's ketchup.
Oh, ketchup. Let's catch up. Let's catch up with your boys. RudeBoyz catch up.
Chris, that was nice.
That was good, right?
What have you been up to? You missed the one I did.
You hit like the plates
No,
or some shit.
I threw. You were upstairs.
Oh, okay.
And I
So
threw
did mess up.
and I threw it in, and it fucking actually circled.
That
the
sounds
ring.
made up. That sounds made up. So what I've been up to really mostly I want to talk about is WarioWare. Get it together. The new WarioWare. Oh, God. It's like a vampire Wario.
That's why I like Wario,
Which exists.
Waluigi laugh.
Yep. WarioWare. Get it together. Came out for the Switch. It's a little different than the regular WarioWare games. WarioWare games are just kind of like... The WarioWare games are just like, it gives you like a verb and you do it, and then it's micro games. It's like 5 seconds, just do the fucking thing, boom, 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 boom. What Get It Together does a little differently is that you actually control a character on screen to perform the action that it's asking you to do within the micro game. But not all characters are the same. So like Wario in for example, he can move around the screen freely. He's got a little jetpack action. And you press A, and he does like a burst, like a charge, like he used to do in the Game Boy games, like a shoulder charge, like a John Cena would, Tom, because you look a little lost right now. All right, cool.
I'm listening. Fuck.
So I'll put it this way: there's an
I'm
example.
Fucking days right now.
There's an example I'll give a micro game. It's like what you have to do is there's a tube of toothpaste and a toothbrush, and you have to kind of like squeeze the toothpaste onto the toothbrush. Okay? Sounds pretty simple enough. In any other video game, you'd like press the A button, like ba 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 ba, like hit it, and then it would squeeze the toothpaste onto the toothbrush. Cool. If you were playing as Wario doing that, you would have to run up to the toothpaste tube, press A, and kind of like smash into it so it squeezes out the toothpaste. All right. But if you're playing as any other character, you kind of have to like reconfigure how you think.
Okay.
Of how to do the game, and then do the game. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it could be just my old man brain right now, but like...
Oh, really?
Yeah, it kind of sucks. I'm getting old, buddy. But, like, it's... I'm in my late 30s.
You should probably just...
I really should. But, like...
It's over!
It is, yeah. No, it's... what am I even doing here? But it's a little complicated. I mean, WarioWare started off as very simplistic, like, just press the A button or the D-pad, boom, 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 boom. Then they added twist. Okay. Then they added like twist controls. Yep, I understood. Twist controls, touchscreen, and gestures for the Wii version. And then it's like, man, I don't know. It's like you gotta see what you gotta do. You gotta realize the character you have. Then you gotta use their shit to do the thing, which also might not work sometimes because you think that like, oh, this character hops around, that's good enough. But no, they also shoot fucking throwing stars, so then you got to worry about that. It's a whole process. It's got a lot of charm to it, like all WarioWare games have. It's a pretty good package of micro games.
Yeah, package.
Yeah, that's all he listens to. He likes listening on packages. And I liked it. It's not my favorite WarioWare game. And I'm in the minority, and WarioWare Touched is my favorite.
Cool.
Yeah, moving on. What do you got? You okay? You dying? Oh, no.
So I finished list. I can't remember if I mentioned this on last week. What you've been up to.
Uh-huh. It's called RudeBoyz CatchUp, Tom. It's been like that for several episodes. And I had to change that in the notes so you would know that. And clearly, it's not good enough. That's what he hears.
Why don't you cancel me then?
Stop being a fucking... I'm gonna be canceled.
Anyway.
Okay, boomer.
Alright, millennial fuck.
Okay.
Yeah. I finished listening to Stephen King's book, Duma.
Okay.
Which-
You have not mentioned this before.
Okay, good.
Because this does not sound familiar.
Okay, good. So, it's about a successful construction worker, construction owner, site owner,
Okay.
who gets into a horrible accident. His fucking, memory of, simple words gets, kind of, erased. He loses one of his arms, and he ends up moving down to Florida, and he ends up, painting, the future, and, of, stuff happening in the future, but also painting of stuff that happened in the past.
Okay.
Of course, typical Stephen King, creepy stuff, and very cool. I dug it. It
Good.
will definitely be a re-listen.
Okay.
I finally finished the 2 volumes of Mutant X.
Right, yes. You were telling me this over after hours.
Oh, boy.
Away from the recording studio.
Oh, boy. Yeah. So, Howard Mackey writes the whole series.
Okay.
He's a fantastic writer. But, there's this one part in it where, they have Havoc. So, pretty much Mutant X is Havoc dies, but his temporal essence gets put into another Havoc in another alternate reality who is also dying at that same time.
Okay.
So, there's one part where he's talking to that reality's Jean Grey.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's sitting there drinking coffee and, the narrator box is oh, and, Havoc has always sat there waiting to hear about, people he has in the field since he was the leader of X-Force. And I'm like, God damn it. I was like, that's Chris. I was like, that's some Chris shit right there. And I'm like, God damn you, Howard Mackey. Are you listening to mine and my co-hosts and best friends?
Maybe you
fucking
are. Maybe
conversations?
Howard Mackey, we'd love to have you on our podcast. Please, hit us up.
Howard
On our
Mackey,
social
please.
media, which we will advertise at the end of the show.
Or we can advertise it right now.
Twitter.com/RudeBoyz469, Facebook.com/RudeBoyz469. Slide into those Instagram DMs over at Instagram.com/RudeBoyz469. We got that RudeBoyz469 brand down pretty good. Once we get the YouTube URL, yeah, we'll don't worry. Don't you worry.
I don't want to talk too much about Mutant X.
Yeah, no, it sounds pretty...
Because that's going to be... you're going to absolutely shit on it.
I'm a Havoc fan, though. So.
But the thing is, the art jumps around a lot. And I know you're a lot...
It's got to be just good.
You're a big artist. You're it's good.
I like the pretty pictures.
It is good, but there are parts where even I'm like... And I'm sitting there, I was like, oh man, next fucking, Trading the Bags, Chris is just gonna shit all over this art.
We'll see. We'll see.
But Havoc, I've always been more of a Havoc fan over fucking Cyclops.
Yes, I agree. I just think it's more an interesting powers, too.
It's essentially
the same thing, but it's one has the eyes. Yeah, it's just different. Also, it was just portrayed better, I think, with Havoc. We don't have to get into it.
I think I like Havoc more because it's the whole younger brother.
You're getting psychological now.
Alright.
What else you been up to, Tommy?
I'm just fucking Final Fantasying it up.
Right.
I've actually been playing 15. Believe it or not. Mainly because Final Fantasy 14 did an event with that ties with Final Fantasy 15.
Okay.
So, this event is you can get the car from Final Fantasy 15 as a mount, as a 4-person mount. So you can have you and 3 other people. And you can get the main character, Noctis. You can get his costume.
Right, okay.
You gotta, go,
gotta work for it.
Right, you gotta work for it. I only got it on 2 characters, because I was just there was one character I just couldn't get on because I just kept dying, and I was like, all right, enough. Like, I died 5 times. I was like, all right, fuck you,
You're
enough.
done.
I'm done.
You're done now. I got
exactly.
you. All right, fair.
But yeah, no, I mean, you know, I've been wanting that car for a while,
Yes.
so. And then, like, you know, I was just, I just been flying around the realm in it.
Listen, you're still playing the game, which is, I dig. I respect that for you.
You're surprised.
No, because I think a game like that, like a live service game where it has updates and there's just a ton of it for you to kind of dive into.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if there was a Batman game like that, you know, I'd be like, yeah, of course you would like that, you know? Like, but this is...
I do get a little overwhelmed where I actually kind of have to step away.
Okay.
Because there's so much to do.
Right.
And I'm just kind of like, I need to step back.
Right.
Like, you know,
yeah,
like...
Makes sense. It
I
happens.
really haven't... I haven't touched it in like 2 days. Because I'm just kind of like... I know where I'm at. And
right.
Yeah.
I got you.
So...
I hear you.
That's pretty much what I've been up to.
Alright, cool. And that's what you boys have been up to.
Yeah.
Castlevania, a little series that we hold deep in the cockles of our hearts.
Yes.
Yes. We did a whole Castlevania episode. Not a whole Castlevania episode. We talked about Castlevania.
We did a Castlevania chat.
Yes, chat, exactly. In the prototype RudeBoyz Power Hour, which was the RudeBoyz Gamecast, episode 4, Pretty Boy Vampire Baby, which, again, like I said earlier in the show, you should all listen to, because it's still good, it still holds up. Yeah. But it's a loosey-goosey conversation about our love for Castlevania.
Yeah, when we were RudeBoyz Gamecast, that was more you tugging yourself, being like, I love video games, and
I wanted to take Tommy for the ride. Yeah, we talked about fighting games. You loved that episode. You loved that episode.
I don't remember that.
Well, that's, I think, why you loved that episode.
That was, what, our second?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Big fat feel. Oh, fuck you, Octopus. Yes.
Oh, man, that fucking episode, man.
Well, we could go on and on about how great we are, but let's maybe take a step and talk about how great Castlevania is.
Yes.
Because Castlevania is hitting a big-time anniversary. 35 years. I had to do the math real quick in my head. Came out September 26th for the Famicom. Disc system? I'm not too sure. Tom, believe me, I've got it all written down note-wise. You... Next to you have a book from Hardcore Gaming 101, which I love, and it's a good book to peruse. It's got a whole bunch of Castlevania different things.
The fuck out of it, all recording it.
Yep.
I won't read from it.
All right, so that's why I gave that to you, and that's why I just have the structure of the episode.
Chris.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's not a good episode. I get it,
but the only time you read.
Yeah, true. So, but it's not the only time I drank, because Tommy, we've got a refill of Bloody Tears and some nice little wine glasses, like one Vlad Tepes would drink from. And we also have another drink, Tommy.
What's this?
So, Tommy, who's in my mouth?
Who's in your mouth?
Who's in my mouth? Yes, this is a shot called Dracula's Blood. Again, gotten from the Drunken Moogle Tumblr page. Just search for Drunken Moogle. It gets a whole bunch of video game related cocktails going on. This is 1 part raspberry schnapps, 1 part blood orange puree, which I had on hand, usually blood orange juice, and 1 part Fireball whiskey.
We've had it chillin'.
Yeah, we've had it chillin'. I had a little.
Fireball is in here since vampires don't like fire.
Yeah, but they have fire stuff. Like, I mean, Dracula himself does this big fireball attack, as seen in the anime, as seen in the video games.
I'm just saying, you know, vampires usually.
What?
But anyway, here.
Here, let's clink it up. Clink it up. Shot it up. That's pretty good. The blood orange makes it. And you get a hint of that cinnamon. Up. Oh no. Tommy's refined palate. What? Talk me through it. Talk me through the journey you're taking. Talk to me through the journey through Wallachia you're taking to get to Castlevania, a.k.a. Dracula's Castle. Uh-oh. What do you got? Oh, there you go. Enough said, ladies and gentlemen.
No, you definitely taste the blood orange puree.
Yes, I think that really overpowers it. If it was juice, it could be different. Don't get me wrong.
I'm sure it would be, because it's you definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely puree is thicker than juice. Yeah.
You get that cinnamon taste.
Right. You don't really taste the raspberry though.
No.
Yeah.
But that's
plenty of raspberry in this bloody tears drink. Let me tell you. Hey, wait. Tom's got to get the little milliliters left in the cup.
No, I'm trying to figure out what's at the bottom of the glass.
Oh, I have no idea. I think that shot glass I got from Lake George. So it might be an inscription or something for a logo from their shop or some shit. I don't fucking know. But you know what I know about?
Looks stupid.
Castlevania.
Yeah.
Castlevania. So the members of the RudeNation that are with us right now, who are a little bit on the younger sect, the company Konami probably means nothing to them.
No.
You know what I mean? Konami kind of exited the video game industry as a big-time player once Metal Gear Solid 5 came out. And they've had a couple things here and there, but, like, they were known for licensed games back in the NES era. Your beat-em-ups, like your Simpsons, your Ninja Turtles,
Yes.
stuff like that. Looney Tunes, I think they had their hand in a little bit. They did X-Men, yes. X-Men beat-em-up. We did a beat-em-up episode. Go look for that. I was not prepared. Yeah, we did.
Huh.
They did that. They had their spooky franchise, which Tom uses to fall asleep, ASMR style, Silent Hill. Metal Gear Solid, which never really hit its own stride until the PlayStation 1 era. Contra, which Tom is a fan of. The running and gunning and shit. Sparkster. Anybody remember Sparkster?
What?
Exactly. And then Pro Evolution Soccer. So that's really the thing that's been keeping them afloat. They bought Hudson, so they have Bomberman, so they got all that shit. But we are here to talk about Castlevania. We're gearing up for Rudetober. It's a bunch of spooky shit. Let's talk about Castlevania. And it's the anniversary. Big time anniversary, Tommy.
It really is.
86, baby. Castlevania hits the Famicom in Japan. And then later, the NES in America. What was the first... So, I know we talked about this in a previous episode. What was the first Castlevania game you played, Tom? Because you were playing video games before I was.
Right.
Did you play the original... The Holy Trilogy?
I definitely played the first one.
Okay.
And then I didn't know of Castlevania 2 or 3.
Right. Simon's Quest and Dracula's Curse? Yep.
Correct.
Okay, I had to
Then
check myself. But, okay, so as far as those three are concerned, you played the first one.
Correct.
Alright, so the first one was very linear sort of style game, level-based. It had, like, universal monsters all in public domain. We talked about this earlier. Dracula, Mummy, Medusa, etc., 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 Frankenstein's monster. All characters they could reuse. And it's like a good... Honestly, if that game only existed and the series wasn't a thing, first off, we wouldn't be talking about this. But... Like, that's like fun Halloween game. Yeah. You know, you're a vampire killer trying to kill Dracula, you're running all these other monsters. The end, you know?
Yep.
But the game evolved. The game took more. So with the other instances of this game, with Simon's Quest, Castlevania 2, which came out in 1987, a year later, and then 1989 was Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. Yep. It just got bigger and better. And then those three games fell into that whole part. So, like, Super Mario Brothers 2, as far as the RudeNation knows about it, the American sect of the RudeNation knows about it, a little bit different than Super Mario Brothers 1. Legend of Zelda 2, I should say, a little bit different than Legend of Zelda 1. Same thing. Simon's Quest did more of, like, an open world sort of style of thing. When it was very, like... A lot of people didn't get it, nor... I mean, the translation also is very, like, notoriously bad. Doesn't give you enough information. Doesn't tell you you have to squat while holding the red ruby at the fire, at the waterfall, and a tornado picks you up. A lot of this stuff was remedied in more recent releases, but, like, it was wild. Like, people weren't like, whoa, what the fuck is this? I just go from, like town to town to town, and then castle to castle to castle to try to resurrect Dracula to kill him. Because that's a good idea, right? Let's resurrect Dracula just to kill him. Right?
Yeah, resurrecting Dracula is never good.
No, never a good thing. And then you get, but Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, similar idea of the first one, where it's just, let's blow up what we did in the first game. Similar to, Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo, but similar to Super Mario Brothers 3. Yep. Let's blow up Super Mario Brothers, and let's just do it bigger and better. Castlevania 3 did the same thing, introduces Trevor Belmont, which is a predecessor, or an ancestor to Simon Belmont. You got Sifa, you got Alucard, you got Grant the Nasty. A lot of this adaptation was adapted to the Netflix anime. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
And we talked about it in the previous episode.
This was our first introduction of Pretty Boy Vampire.
Yep, exactly. Alucard, he wasn't really a pretty boy vampire at the time. He was a little gruesome.
Yeah, he was kind of a monster.
Yeah, because they were just like, and again, a lot of this stuff is I don't know what they pull from lore, like vampire lore or Bram Stoker Dracula lore or Mary Shelley lore, but like they brought in Dracula's baby boy.
Yeah.
Alucard, which by the way is Dracula spelled backwards.
Yes, I mean,
good.
he was actually
sure
based off, like, kind of pulled from Son of Dracula.
Oh, well, he is the son of Dracula.
Well, they made a movie called Son of Dracula.
Oh, gotcha. What about the movie Dracula Dead and Loving It?
No.
They didn't bring that in?
No.
Okay, that's a missed opportunity. Tom's stunned right now. So the NES trilogy, I think is where a lot of people still hold near and dear to their hearts. Mm-hmm. Like Castlevania 2 was a little bit of a misstep, but still loved in people's eyes. People love 3. People love the first one. It's great. I played the first one. I played the first 3 on like Wii U Virtual Console, but I think I tried to play the first one on the Game Boy Advance. Like it was like a re-release, like an NES Classic sort of thing, where they would re-release NES games. So.
See, for me, it goes Castlevania, and then Castlevania Adventures.
Right. Okay. So around the same time, Tommy, they were doing Castlevania games for the Game Boy Advance. Game Boy.
Yep.
Yes, Game Boy. 89, they did Castlevania: The Adventure. I couldn't tell you when they did Adventure 2. I'm sorry, in 1991, because it wasn't Adventure. It was just called Castlevania 2. To make things complicated. So 89 was the Adventure. 91 was Castlevania 2, which was the second Game Boy game.
It was called Castlevania 2: Belmont's Revenge.
Yeah, okay. Well, I was going to get to the whole fucking title.
You've had twice to get to the whole fucking title, guy.
And then Castlevania Legends from 1997 was also a Game Boy game, you motherfucker.
Alright, well, look, fucking get there.
So the Castlevania games that came out for the Game Boy. Legends is notoriously decanonized. It stars, I believe, like Sonia Belmont, which was presumably like the first Belmont. She was the one who falls in love with Alucard, who also is in that game. Mm-hmm. And that kind of perpetuates the Belmont legacy. I believe Legends, and Castlevania 2, we'll call that Legends 2, fuck you. Legends and Legends 2, I think, has Christopher Belmont, I believe. One of those games is in the Castlevania Classics collection. That's out on Switch, and all goddamn systems on demand. Has some fucking slapping music, let me tell you. And I believe Adventure was re-released for WarioWare. Like as a nice cleaned up version. So
Right.
So there's ways to... I mean, there's no way to play this game anymore because that game is delisted as shit. I do have it, though, so I might have to stream it and check it out for Rudetober. We'll see what happens there, brother. But those games are still out there. And like I said, Legends was like famously decanonized. Sonia Belmont, I think, was going to be going for the Dreamcast game, whenever the fuck that was going to happen, but that didn't happen. I think part of it's leaked out there. It's out there, but it's not real. It's not a real game. But we're here to talk about real games, Tommy. So let's talk about the real deal when we get into the 16-bit era. Super Castlevania 4, which is a remake, reboot, reimagining of the first Castlevania. Or are you? You playing on the Super Nintendo online app?
Switch.
Oh, well, yes. That's what I
collection.
meant, yes. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, right, yeah, it's one of those things. It's not in the online app. It's in its own little thingy. And Bloodlines. With Bloodlines, I never played. Bloodlines was the Genesis, was the Castlevania game on the Genesis.
You're just gonna skip over the train wreck that's Haunted Castle?
What was that, a fucking remake?
Yeah.
The first Castlevania game has been remade several times. It was remade, obviously, it was on Famicom, for NES. It was remade probably for the MSX, for arcade, for PlayStation. Like, it was remade a whole bunch of times. We don't have to get into it. They turned Simon Belmont into, like, if you know him from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, he's a big, like, barbarian-looking motherfucker. They turned him into, like, a weird, like, S&M redhead. Fine. And then, like, in Mirror of Fate, they, like, combined the two. Like, he's this big, bulking, gingery guy.
In this, he's black-haired and looks like a barbarian.
They do other things, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about... So, Tom, when you... In that book, when you get to Castlevania Chronicles, he looks like how they want him to look. And then they just pull the plug on that later. But what are you going to do? Yeah, and then we get to Judgment, which we did talk about in episode 4. Which was a good time. So, Super Castlevania 4, Tom, what's your thoughts on it so far?
It's a bitch.
Yes. How about that Mode 7 graphics, baby, with the fucking spinning hallway
I
and
just
shit?
came across the first spinning, like, rotating room, and I died several times. Thank God for save points.
Right, yes. Agreed. These games are brutal.
And it makes me just want to drain the blood from something.
Sure. And you're in a good game to play that as a vampire hunter, as a monster slayer. Yeah, you're in a good spot. Bloodlines, I haven't played. Did you play Bloodlines ever? I knew you were a Genesis kid. You had every fucking system known to man back in the day. You're a rich kid. It's like when you find out Raven was a rich kid. You're like, what? You must have a Super Nintendo and a Genesis. He did.
Like Raven?
Yeah, Raven. Yeah, that's canon. That's part of his character.
Is it?
Late WCW, so don't ask questions. Did you ever play Castlevania Bloodlines?
Which one was that?
The one that came out for the Sega Genesis.
Alright, stop yelling at me. Actually, I have all the Castlevania.
Okay, good. Any thoughts on it? I haven't touched on it. I want to play it.
It's weird because you can, like, it gives you 2 different characters you can play as, and it gives you, like...
Wait, hang on. Let me think if I can think of it. It's Eric Lacard and John Morris, I think it is.
I couldn't tell you because I don't have my Switch.
All right, well, that's fair. I'm just... For the nerdy members, for the nerdier members of the RudeNation are out there. But it's a game I want to definitely play. Obviously, I wasn't a Genesis kid growing up. I like Castlevania now. And, I want to see what they did with the Genesis back in the day. But also, we got anything else to say about the 16-bit games, Tommy? Before I move on to Rondo of Blood, one of the better games that everybody thinks of.
Yeah, I mean, Castlevania Chronicles we touched, and then Rondo of Blood.
Yep, so Rondo of Blood came out for the TurboGrafx 16 out in Japan. Oh, well, so then the Japanese equivalent of, because it never hit America. It only hit America in the Dracula X game, which you can now play, unfortunately, in the Castlevania Advance Collection on modern consoles. Because that was like a Super Nintendo bastardization of a game that came out on a CD, and the music was a little weirder, the game was a little weirder, it was probably a little more harder, whatever. Different games, same idea. Rondo of Blood, though, people fucking love. It was Castlevania starting to kind of evolve itself into what it will become. It stars Richter Belmont, who's another fan favorite, obviously in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, so people fucking love him. And it has branching storylines. It's got different exits for levels. It's an evolution of that game style. The only time I played it, and I think I got the easy path in the Dracula X Chronicles. Was it Dracula X Chronicles? Dracula X Chronicles for the PSP.
Okay.
So yeah, that was probably the last time I ever touched Rondo and Symphony. So yeah. Should we just talk about Symphony of the Night? Let's just talk about Symphony of the Night. Yeah. Symphony of the Night came out for the PlayStation in 1997. Symphony of the Night, I mean, kind of just in a time of polygons and flash and flare. Symphony of the Night brought all of that plus just a great game, great style. It's just an amazing open world. I'm not even going to say the word you don't want me to say. An adventure-based style platformer.
It's a legit Metroidvania.
It coined the term. Because, Metroid games were doing this prior to Castlevania. Right. But because Castlevania brought, an RPG level-up style,
Symphony of the Night
that's what
really
calls
brought
it.
that RPG vibe to it.
Yes, stats and armor and weapons and this and that.
You got to play as Alucard.
Yes. Who we haven't seen, legitimately since Castlevania 3.
Yeah.
It wasn't Legends, but yeah,
I'll never
Great
forget.
game, great sprite-based game. Obviously stood out with all the Polygon games coming
Yeah.
out at the same time.
I remember, like, just rolling through the castle when you first get in there and just
Yeah.
fucking kicking ass, and then death takes all your shit.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, man.
Which is like another Metroid style
Yeah.
trope.
Yeah.
But it's good because it's like you were super powered, and then you know how super powered you felt,
Yeah.
and then you got to take it all away, and you're like, oh shit,
Right.
I got to get that back.
Right.
And
And
it's
then-
great. No, it's great.
And then you think you get it back, but then it's the fucking a la carte shield.
Right.
a la
Yeah.
carte
There's that
sword.
too. Yeah. Like the phony baloney
And
shit.
you're like, fuck you.
Yep,
Like,
it looks
ah.
cool, but it ain't the same.
I mean, my favorite thing is to do is like standing on steps and like hitting up and having my cape go like
Yes.
over my shoulders.
Yes.
Like,
That game was also very like in the same because I was around maybe a year before Metal Gear Solid came out, and Kojima was very like subversive, if I'm saying that word right, with trying to be like, is this a game? Not submissive. Not like he's trying to be
submersive.
not submersive. No, he's trying to be like in your brain. Like, oh, is this a video game you're playing, or is this real life? Like weird shit. So like when Castlevania does,
sounds like the word submersive.
I think you're just making shit up. So what Koji Igarashi, who is one of the higher ups for Symphony of the Night, and his name will be pretty much synonymous with Castlevania games going forward for a bit, he did a lot of stuff where it was like, oh, the rainbow cloak. So you would pick a different color, like pick a different RGB color on the menu, and you would have a different color cape or the invisible cape, and it would give like this weird like transparent effect for Alucard. Or the sunglasses, which were like really cool looking sunglasses. Like that was the description, and it was like, great, cool, no problem, I love it.
And the cool thing about it is like whatever cape you had on, like if you turned as the bat,
Uh-huh.
that's what your wings looked like.
Exactly, yes.
Which was awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of care and a lot of touch went into this.
If I remember, this might be the first Castlevania game with voiceover.
No, Rondo. Rondo definitely
Rondo
had
had
at least
voiceover.
cutscenes
Okay.
and stuff like that, like animated cutscenes. I don't know about in game, especially when it
Right.
when it was on the MSX or whatever system it was. I'm sorry, but Symphony had cutscenes and voice in the game.
Right.
They were cutscenes, but you know what I mean. Like they weren't like separated. You had
Yeah.
like in-game cutscenes. Yes. A fun fact, yeah, we made joke of the fucking ending theme of that, which we'll hear a little bit right now. No, we're not gonna do that. That same singer, she did the song for Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid 3,
Okay.
and then she went in hiding, not like on purpose, but like that was all she did. And they found her, I think like Kotaku or another video game outlet found her and interviewed her. So that's pretty cool. Like she was like a friend of somebody in Konami at the time, and then it was like, oh, you're a singer. Why don't you sing the song? And then it was like, why don't you sing this other song? So, and I mean, I think like it's funny that like her two songs are both from Konami franchises, and they're both pretty like I don't want to say good, but iconic. Like Snake Eater is a fucking phenomenal song. The ending song for Symphony of the Night is what it is.
It's not good.
But it you know what? I'm not a music man. It doesn't go with what we're listening to.
Definitely not. It definitely does not.
But we'll talk about Symphony of the Night later.
We're talking about Symphony of the Night right now.
We're going to talk about Symphony of the Night a little later. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. As the same time that Symphony of the Night is kind of like pioneering 2D action adventure exploratory video games.
This was also the first game to hit Sony consoles.
That is correct. Yes. Yes. I mean. So since Bloodlines, I mean, again, they wanted to make Castlevania games for this and that and everything. The Castlevania. Bloodlines came out for Sega Genesis. This game came out for Sony PlayStation. But so Tom, you're basically asking, hey, Castlevania on the next Nintendo, the Nintendo Ultra 64. What's going on with that? Right? That's what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me tell you. They responded with a game called Castlevania, which people call Castlevania 64. It's just called Castlevania. And because that game wasn't really great, that game was not great,
Yeah.
they came out with Castlevania Legacy of Darkness, which was almost like a... So nowadays, if a game isn't good, they'll either patch it or add DLC or maybe just wipe the slate clean and try to redo it
Okay.
again. That's what this is. That's what this is. It's a 3D Castlevania game.
Right, which should not be. No.
Which was not the way... Oh, so the 2D...
Castlevania is side-scroller, and that's that. Sorry.
I think it could work. But the problem is... The problem is there's a lot of things that need to... You have to do it right.
I'm looking at it right now. It looks like trash.
But you never played it, though, so who could tell?
It looks like fucking garbage, and I would never fucking play it.
Alright, well, you might have to play it one day, because I have Legacy of Darkness. Of course I do. I'm a Castlevania fan. But you're right. So between the transition between 2 and 3D, a lot of companies didn't know what to do. Like, Nintendo obviously stood strong with their Mario and Zelda franchises. They famously didn't know what to do with Metroid, so they had to wait a fucking console generation to figure out what to do in 3D. Sega faltered. Whoever the fuck makes Bubsy faltered. You know what I mean? Earthworm Jim faltered. Like, all these 2D platforming series couldn't cut it in 3D. And Castlevania, unfortunately, is a casualty to that because they didn't know what to do. All right, well, they didn't know what to do. All right, they wanted to hop on the next big thing, and they didn't know what to do. All right, well, Tom, sorry, buddy. Because you're right. Because at this point, you have your 2D Castlevania games and you have your 3D console Castlevania games. Right now, we're talking about 3D Castlevania, and to be fair, the least said the better because it did not work out for them. So they had to go to the drawing board for the next generation for 3D console.
Had to go to the what?
Drawing board?
Okay.
Okay. They had to go back to the drawing board. That is what I said. For their fucking games. But what they ended up doing, they made a couple... Circlejerk of the Moon, yep. They made a couple Game Boy Advance games. And we talked about earlier in Blitzkrieg News. They're all available in the Castlevania Advance Collection. Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, and Aria of Sorrow all came out pretty much sequentially. 2001, 2002, 2003. That's what sequentially means.
Really?
And they are all in the same sense. You're very welcome. They are all in the same...
Talking to me like I was a baby vampire boy.
Explain it as you would a child. They are all Symphony of the Night style, open-ish world, exploratory Metroidvania games. Yep. I'm sorry, I said a bad word.
It's okay.
All right,
I'll allow it.
Circle of the Moon, I think I played 2 years ago. I don't think I played that last Rudetober because it really wasn't working last Rudetober. So I think I played it the previous year, so 2019. And I played it on my backlit Game Boy Advance, which is dope. That game is tough. Famously, they developed that game without having actual hardware. So they made it very visible, very bright. And then when they realized that the system that it was going to be played on did not have a backlight, and you couldn't really see what the fuck you were doing, they were like, oh shit, we got to do something different. And so now, also famously, Harmony of Dissonance is very bright, very lit up. Your character has a fucking is highlighted because they want to try to be like, okay, the game you can't see it. And obviously the Game Boy SP came out around that time, so you could see your shit. But Circle of the Moon was, from personal experience, was good. It was a little archaic in the sense because like a lot of the stuff was like it wouldn't really translate what you needed to do. There was one part, if I remember correctly, I needed to get to like a poison cavern or something like that. And I could have just brute forced it through, which is what I tried to do and failed every single time, or I could grind to get some sort of like antidote ring, which is what I should have done, and I put that thing on and I could get through the thing no problem. That wasn't really translated to me.
It's like the spike armor.
It's like the spike armor, exactly. That's a very good point. What?
Sorry, are you new to these games?
Yes, I am. I don't know if I mentioned this, Tom, but the first Castlevania game I ever played, we haven't talked about yet.
Okay.
Yeah. But I have gone back. Don't get me wrong. I've gone back and played these games. In the same sense, so like...
And you've learned from your stupidity.
Well, yeah, but again, like, even back then, I'm like, why wouldn't anybody tell me about this?
Of course, you weren't hanging out with me.
Oh, because I should have known? That's called gatekeeping.
It's called being a friend and letting you know, hey, do you have the antidote?
Hey, did you ever play Circle of the Moon?
Huh?
Did you ever play Circle of the Moon?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's the main character in Circle of the Moon? Nope, don't look at the book.
Soma.
Nope, not at all. His name
Juice
is...
Belmont.
Nope.
Julius Belmont.
Nope. It's not a Belmont. It's not a Cruz. Go ahead.
Alucard.
Nope, not Alucard
Dracula.
either. Nope, not Dracula.
Mine's Minla.
Ezra Miller? No.
No, not.
Alright, no. His name is Nathan Graves.
I was close.
Yeah, no, you weren't. But yeah, also Circle of the Moon has been decanonized because I guess Igarashi was just like, nope, I can't fit it. Who cares?
I can't work with this shit.
But it does have good like a sub menu situation where it's like cards. So it's like elemental cards and weapon cards. You can combine them and make like a fire whip or an ice whip or a plant whip or an earth whip, or you can make like a fire knife or a it's pretty cool. Like instead of having like the classic Castlevania sub-weapon system, you have that. And some of them work better in other situations. It's pretty cool, and it adds to like the collectability of Castlevania games, which the handheld systems will see a lot of. Speaking of Harmony of Dissonance, like I said earlier in the episode, I don't remember playing this game, but when I dusted off the cartridge, I apparently 100%ed it. So I couldn't tell you shit about it. It stars Just Belmont, like you said, who is a Belmont. I don't know anything about him.
Juice!
Exactly, except for that.
Juice Belmont, I'll tell you.
Tom's gonna give us a little history lesson on Juice Belmont.
Little history lesson.
Okay, go ahead, Tommy.
Juice Belmont. Page.
Oh no. This is alright.
Here we go. The grandson of Simon Juice is sent into the castle once again to save his friend Lady from Dracula. Apparently, having inherited some of the magic abilities from his ancestor Sifa, Juice can combine his special weapons with magic spells. His name is French in origin, like the original Japanese Belmondo surname.
Great. That was wonderful. Thank you, Tom. Thank you for the history lesson on Juice Belmont. But yeah,
Never
like
to
I
be
said,
seen again.
well, like I said, like it was like, all right, I played it. I don't get me wrong. Once I pick up the advanced collection, because I'm like I said, waiting on a limited run to maybe give me that physical edition, I will play that game again. I wanted to play it again, but I was like, oh, I played this game already. Okay, I guess I can move on to something else. And what that something else would be I'm going to talk about Aria and Dawn of Sorrow.
Okay.
The very rare sequelized Castlevania games. Because you don't get a lot of like, it's a legit sequel. You know what I mean? Like you get Castlevania 1 and 2, yes. You get Adventure and Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge, yes. But you don't get a lot of sequels.
Right.
So, Aria and Dawn of Sorrow came out for the Game Boy Advance and the Nintendo DS.
Okay.
It stars Soma Cruz. It takes place in like 2099 or something like that.
Yeah,
that's a Marvel thing, but yeah.
Well, there's a character that was born in 1999.
Right, yes. It takes place in the far-flung future.
The what?
The far-flung future.
Okay.
And, yeah, so it stars Soma Cruz, who's like, what's going on? And it turns out, spoiler alert for this fucking 20-year-old game, Soma Cruz is the reincarnation of Dracula.
Yeah,
so his whole...
Because if you look at him and Dracula, they look alike.
Yeah, I mean, they're very, effeminate characters, not like the very typical Japanese strong jaw, like brutal, like very effeminate characters. And in Aria of Sorrow and Dawn of Sorrow, so Soma's whole thing is that he can use the souls of his enemies or the monsters he finds, and then that is his sub weapons. So like he can summon bats or whatever, he can glide, it's all shit that adds to his character. Again, adding to the whole RPG leveling up system like that. Let me just see real quick. Aria of Sorrow, 2035. Man, that's oof. Man, I hope I never see 2035 because it doesn't sound like a great time.
Sounds like an awesome time.
Well, yeah, to be Soma Cruz. But yeah, Aria and Dawn of Sorrow are both great games.
It's actually Soma Cross.
CRUZ.
It is Spanish for cross when spelled
Spanish
in
for cross.
Japanese.
Okay. But how do you pronounce it?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't care what it means.
Just fucking tell me what the
Also, Alucard, backward is Dracula. So around in 2003, when Aria of Sorrow came out, the Castlevania team over Konami was still fucking around with 3D shit, and they came out with Lament of Innocence. Lament of Innocence came out for the PlayStation 2. It stars Leon Belmont, and he is the first Belmont, canonically.
Right.
You actually see him in the, I think it might have been season 2 of Castlevania. Not in, but like in the portrait, like when they go to the Belmont stronghold or whatever it is.
So we're talking about Portrait of Road.
No, we're talking about Lament of Innocence. There is a portrait of him. That's why I said portrait.
I don't know, because you skipped over Portrait of Ruin.
No, I didn't yet, because Lament of Innocence came out in 2003. Portrait of
by
Ruin came out in 2006.
I'm going by how the book has it.
I can't control how the book has it. I'm telling you how time and life...
Alright, well, you're fucking me up.
I think you're fucked up in general.
No. Dave.
Yeah.
It goes Harmony, Aria, Dawn,
okay,
and then it goes to Portrait.
Bullshit. Give me this book. Lament of Innocence isn't there. It's probably just talking about the handheld games, my guy.
Alright, dude. Then it goes to Order
of Ecclesia, right, which is DS game. We're spoiling the whole episode.
And then it goes to Lament. So
alright, so it does the handheld...
I
Hey, does it say when Lament of Innocence came out?
Lament of Innocence came out in 03.
03. Yep. Looks about right. That's where we're at right now in our Castlevania timetable.
I'm going by the timetable of the book.
Well, who's in charge of this episode right now?
Well,
because it sounds like you're just like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
I'm
in charge.
I'm reading from a book.
Okay, well, and we know that doesn't work, so sorry.
Yeah.
Lament of Innocence for the PlayStation 2. Since you have that page open, Tom, did you ever play Lament of Innocence for PlayStation 2? Don't remember.
No.
Okay, gotcha. Jury's out.
Maybe the demo?
I might have played a little bit of it through GameFly, and I was like, I'm not feeling this game.
Yeah, didn't Patrick Stewart voice Dracula in this?
Nope, you're getting ahead of yourselves. There's more Castlevania games to come. But you know what? Let's knock out the PS2 Castlevania games.
I'm gonna stop talking.
So, Lament of Innocence happened. It was the thing. 2005, Curse of Darkness came out. If you're more familiar with the later seasons of Castlevania on Netflix, you didn't say the thing. Die Monster. You're supposed to say that when you finish your drink. Okay. It deals with who's that fucking cat in Castlevania? The anime?
Meow?
Who creates the not meow. I don't know why you said meow.
Because it said cat.
Oh yeah, we're doing word association right now. That's good. Hector and Leon? What was his name? Don't tell me it was Leon. Alright, cool. Anyway, it deals with the Devil Forgers of Dracula's army. And it's actually a sequel to Castlevania 3, which deals with Trevor Belmont. So it is all good that all that stuff was adapted loosely to an anime franchise on Netflix.
Very good.
Yeah, very good. Series. Very good series. Absolutely, yes. Didn't play him. Moving on. Let's move on to DS games, Tom. We talked about Dawn. We talked about... Let's talk about... Yeah, of course you are, Tom. You're a co-host of this podcast. You're 50% of the RudeBoyz.
I don't know. You kind of tell me to shut up every so often.
That's what you hear, and I can't control what goes on up in that big, beautiful noodle ears.
Making me the victim.
Oh, there we go. Mickey. There you go. Any psychiatrists want to come on and talk to your boys, you can hit us up at RudeBoyz469 over on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Dawn of Sorrow, which, by the way, DS, get it. Get it.
We would make
Tom,
them leave their profession.
Tom, do you get it?
Uh-huh.
Dawn of Sorrow.
Yeah, I get it. Fuck
DS. What system did it come out for?
Well, I'm trying to see what those fucking Devil Forgers names
I don't give a shit. We moved on.
I haven't.
Also, you have a fucking book.
Shut up. Well, now I gotta go back.
Dawn of Sorrow stands for DS. Came out for the Nintendo DS. We talked about it already. Portrait of Ruin and Order of Ecclesia. All DS games. All fantastic. I don't want to say Metroidvania because I'm trying to remove myself from that term. Metroidvania games. They're great Castlevania games. And by Castlevania, I mean exploratory, leveling up, this and that, da-da-da-da-da. Great. Portrait of Ruin kind of like a semi-sequel to Bloodlines, because like your character, Jonathan Morris, is the son of John Morris, or a descendant at least of Great game, a lot of fun. So, like I said earlier, Tom, my first Castlevania game I ever played was Dawn of Sorrow, because I was a hardcore Nintendo fan. At that point, Castlevania just wasn't really like hitting the systems that I wanted to. Didn't go to GameCube, so there you go. And I didn't play Castlevania 64.
Hector was the other thing.
Hector, fuck, that's his name. And I didn't play any of the NES games. I didn't play Castlevania 4, to be honest. So Dawn of Sorrow, I should have. You know what? Hey, hot take. Collection? Yeah, hot take. It's fine.
What?
People say Super is great. It's fine. Symphony is great. Some of these DS and GBA games are great. Super's fine. Yeah. What's your Castlevania hot take? Do you have one?
The first one is not good.
Not good. So like in the bottom half of Castlevania games. Okay, that's a hot take. I think that's a fine game, but that's a hot take. I respect that. Okay, cool. Portrait of Ruin for the Nintendo DS came out. Very good. Portrait of Ruin is absolutely fine.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it is good at that point between the GBA games and the DS games and even Symphony and Rondo, like everything out on the table. Portrait of Ruin is still fine.
Okay.
Out of all 6, 7, 8 of those games, Symphony and Rondo are in the top. I'd have to say, oof, damn. I can't even put anything in the bottom. It would have to be just like what comes next. You know what I mean? Like they're all very good.
Well, Castlevania 2 could be at the bottom.
Well, I'm just talking about the 16-bit and the I'm just talking about Symphony and the 3 GBA and the 3DS games. They're all really good.
We may have to do a Castlevania rank up.
They would all be really good. It's not really thrilling. We'll talk about this.
You got me there, so
I see that. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're gonna like bring them down.
Oh yeah.
Weigh them down.
Oh yeah.
The veto card. Portrait of Ruin is really good. I wish it would come out to veto card.
Oh, okay.
All right. Castlevania Portrait of Ruin and Order of Ecclesia, for that matter, are all really good. I really hope somebody figures out a way to play them on a television console that's not the Wii U, because they all hit Virtual Console on the Wii U, and because you have the big screen, you have the gamepad. I hope somebody can just kind of figure out, let's put them on, or there's got to be a way to mitigate what you see on the bottom screen. It's usually a map, or yes, you usually draw on it, but like there's got to be some way to figure this out. You know, like remake it in a way so it works on one screen. There's got to be, and I'm sure that's why they didn't smash them all into the Advanced Collection, because it's like I still don't know what to do. It's probably one dude being like, I don't know, here's 4 games, take it.
Easy. When you get to that point, it just does it automatically. There you go.
That's pretty fair. Or it just takes it out. Instead of being like, you gotta perform the magic seal.
No, you get to that, you fucking add a fucking like orb that drops down.
Okay.
Hit the orb, seal, come, done.
Very good. All right.
I just figured out how to bring them.
So Order of Ecclesia kind of marked the end of what Castlevania games are. Like the old guard of Castlevania.
Right.
We talked about it. They did the Dracula X collection for the PSP, which is really good. It's downloadable, I think, on Vita, if anybody still has that. They did Adventure the Rebirth, which was on WiiWare, which was a remake of Adventure. That is delisted because the WiiWare system is all gone. So what they ended up doing is they rebooted Castlevania. So Castlevania Lords of Shadow came out for the PS3 and the 360. This one had Sir Patrick Stewart
as Dracula.
As some guy. Narrating. I don't think he's Dracula.
I think he was narrating.
He was narrating, yes. But he's not Dracula. Because the character you play as, Gabriel Belmont, becomes Dracula.
Really?
Wow, is this a shock for you?
It is.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I'm being serious.
I'm sorry. So, if I remember correctly, because I think I played a little bit of this game, a lot of this game people think are like a big modern interpretation of Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. Because of like the... You know, it's not as structured as it should be. Again, I might be talking out of turn because I think I put a half hour in this game and I'm like, I don't like it. But they kind of do like a God of War character-based action game. However, it's not as simple as just like keep slapping X a whole bunch of times, you know, and you got to put some thought into it. Slap that X. That's a good one. So, from what I understand, is Lords of Shadow is that you are Gabriel Belmont. You have to fight some sort of vampire. It's not Dracula. Tom's reading the book. Some vampire. As you go, you fight this vampire, that vampire, whatever. But the main vampire you fight, or the main antagonist you fight, turns out to be Death, I think. So then, in order to save the soul of your wife, you then become Dracula?
Well,
or something like that? I don't know.
The characters that are listed
Uh-huh.
are Hector.
Are we talking about Lords of Shadow?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Curse of Darkness.
Right? Nope, not it. We're not going to do another SummerSlam as WrestleMania bit again. Or whatever. Lords of Shadow would be much later.
What's the game you're talking about?
Nope, Lords of Shadow came out in 2010.
Right, but Curse of Darkness...
I'm not talking about Curse of Darkness, my man.
You're on chronological, aren't you?
Man, what a shock. What a concept, Tommy.
You're such a fuckbag.
It's got to be towards the end, because I feel like they would keep those games at the end.
Yeah, because then you got Lords of Shadow, Mirror of Fate.
Yep. Alright, so Lords of Shadow, Tommy. Well, what can you tell me about that game? Alright, it had Sir Patrick Stewart, like we said. Uh-huh.
So you're playing as we said, Gabriel Belmont.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to save Marie Belmont.
Okay.
You are also working with a girl named Claudia.
Okay.
Carmela is in this.
Okay, yep.
From the series.
Right, another callback. Yep.
Satan!
Satan's in this game, yep.
Cornell.
Cornell, another name that was thrown around. I think in Castlevania 64.
Zolbeck.
That's a made up thing.
Zolbeck.
No, not for you. I just mean in general. Pan.
Hook, hook, hook. Pan.
Nope, not that Pan. I think they'd probably be more the Greek.
Or the
Pan.
Baba Yaga.
Honestly, dude, if Castlevania games were made now, they'd be fucking dope. You'd fight like Slender Man and shit, and the fucking the Babadook. Laura, yep. You know what I mean? Like if Castlevania games existed now, like annualized, it would just be like whatever's fucking spooky now, fucking kill it. You know, you're a fucking vampire hunter.
I'm surprised they didn't come out with like a supernatural game like that. Whatever.
That's a missed opportunity. That's a missed opportunity. Because people love horror and they love Castlevania. Obviously, the legacy of Castlevania, I think, exists despite itself, because we were just talking about Lords of Shadow. Was like mixed to like good reaction. Mirror of Fate, which was the DS game that came out to PS3 and Xbox 360, was also like meh. Lords of Shadow 2 was like a meh. So Castlevania, unfortunately, died a very wimpy death, unfortunately. But again, like we just said, the legacy exists through the collections, through the Symphony of the Night and Rondo 2-pack on PlayStation 4 and 5. I think it's on 5, I don't know. But these things exist out there, and they're great games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We talked about it episode 4. We're talking about it now in episode 107. Almost a couple, like 5 years removed. Rudetober, baby, is kicking. Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, we did reach out to, you know, people in the RudeNation.
Members of the RudeNation, yes, we did.
Why they love Castlevania.
Yes.
And we got, you know, just the whole gothic horror.
Yes,
like,
absolutely. Absolutely. Especially in the later interpretations, I should say, or the later installments. Because, like, once the technology got better, it would lean more into that. Because, like, you don't really, like, oh, there's a candelabra on the NES. Like, yeah, but, like, now it's like, whoa, that's spooky shit, you know? Spiderwebs. Bats. Oh, my God.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would love to see, like, kind of like a Castlevania game come out, like, almost like Resident Evil style.
Like 3D? No, you because you don't like 3D. That's very well documented,
Well,
especially in this episode.
No, I mean, like...
You want it to be 2D,
like
but spooky.
Like, but good.
What? You lost me.
Like the first Resident
What's your
Evil.
dream of What's your dream Castlevania game? What perspective? 2D or 3D?
Well, I mean, I love side scrollers.
Okay, so 2D.
But I know that wouldn't happen in this day and age.
No, but I'm trying to say, Tom, if Konami was like, Tom, what game can I make for you?
Symphony of the Night 2.
Alright, so it would be 2D.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Alright.
Playing as Alucard again.
Okay. So you just want more of that stuff, which is fine, because that was really good.
You know, I mean, it's just, you know, like I said, the whole Gothic horror was great.
Right, sorry, continue.
The whole, like, you know, as much as we hate to say it here, the whole, like, Metroidvania style, like...
No, it's a good video game hook.
And they all, honestly, like, fucking the music.
The music is fantastic. We were talking about Bloody Tears, could not fucking get that out of my head. Obviously. Vampire Killer theme of Simon Belmont, which is also really good. The main theme. The music fucking slaps, guy. I don't know what to tell you. Castlevania, that's us slapping our musical meat.
I love slapping my music meat.
Is that it? You done? And on that note, Rude Nation, thank you for joining us for...
Well, what about you? What would be your dream Castlevania
Fuck,
game?
I said the on your note thing. It would probably still be 2D. Like, because Castlevania to me hasn't really won itself over. He was walking away.
No,
Castlevania to me hasn't won me over yet in 3D. I think it could be done. It just hasn't been done. But yeah, honestly, the games that Castlevania has given to me on the GBA, in the Nintendo DS, that has that's kind of satiated. That's kept me full for Castlevania stuff. And Symphony of the Night is fantastic.
Keep you full.
And we're going to talk about Castlevania in a little bit. Can I do the goddamn outro now?
I don't know, can you? Are you physically able to?
And on that note, Rude Nation, thank you for joining us for episode 107 of the RudeBoyz Power Hour Plus. Our next episode, we are going to be deep into Rudetober. And we're going to be deep into those spider guts. Because we're talking about Venom. Not necessarily the movie, because both of us might not see it at that point. But we're going to talk about the character. The spooky Spider-Man character. Venom. Eddie Brock, Matt Gargan, the other fucking jabronis, who cares? Flash Thompson, not a jabroni. But, you know, those other fucking jabronis. Okay. Yeah, Flash Thompson's not a jabroni.
Peter Parker, not a jabroni. Oh.
Peter Parker was never Venom. He was still Spider-Man.
It's still... I mean, there were points where it did try to...
That's retconned.
In later.
That is retconned. I read the entire Alien Costume Saga.
Red Goblin? Didn't it try to,
That's not Venom. If anything, he had the Carnage symbiote. Can we not get into this right now? Can we not get into this right now?
Sure he wore the Venom
he did not.
outfit in Red Goblin.
He was fucking... Ooh, oh, Spider-Man? Yes. Peter Parker?
Yes.
So you mean he wore the symbiote, but he was still Spider-Man?
But I kind of feel like it was kind of like trying to bring that out.
Oh, God.
Alright, whatever.
We're not having this fight right now. Mommy and Daddy still love you, Rudation. Don't worry.
Barely.
No, yeah, we're gonna get divorced. It's your fault. Because you don't hit us up on our social media platforms.
Better fucking figure out where you want to go, RudeNation.
Twitter.com/RudeBoyz469, Facebook.com/RudeBoyz469, Instagram.com/RudeBoyz469. Follow us, join the RudeNation, etc., etc., etc. We would love the numbers. You know, we love to talk to you guys. You know, you comment, we'll fucking answer, bro. Unless you're a fucking bot. Like, we get that a lot. We get bots and, like, people trying to fucking sell us, like,
enough for the
podcasts, like, advertisement shit. And, like, yeah, I'm sure we could use it, but I don't wanna. So, like, but we'll talk to the nation. If they have anything they want to talk about as far as with Castlevania, with Venom, anything Rudetober related, hit us up on those social media platforms. Hell to the yes.
Speaking of Rudetober.
Yep, what do you got?
I mean, I know I brought it up to you, and I would love for the nation to interact with us about it, is our next RudeBoyz Top 10 for October.
Right.
Is going to be comic book horror characters.
Yes.
So, RudeNation, I would love to hear your suggestions.
That's good. No, I like that a lot.
Hit us up, email, you could DM us personally on our Instagrams, on our Twitters.
Text us. You got our numbers.
Yeah.
We ain't fucking hard to find.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, so you're right, Tom.
If not, guess what? You're getting another Tommy Cash solo list.
Yeah. So, yeah, we should be better telling you in advance as far as what's going on. So we got the Venom episode. That's our next episode of the RudeBoyz Power Hour Plus. Our next top 10 is going to be our top 10 horror comic book characters. Yep. Thank you. I wanted to kind of just like get the naming in, and we alluded to it several times. We're going to be doing a RudeBoyz game cast. We're going to dust that brand off for Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Yep.
24th anniversary.
That's RudeBoyz Game Club.
I'm so sorry. Yes, we were talking about Gamecast a lot. RudeBoyz Game Club. Symphony of the Night. If anybody wants to play along with us, because we're going to talk about it throughout the month of Rudetober, where we're at, like, just let us know, because I'm going to try to find the proper way to stream that shit, at least on my end.
If we want to talk Gamecast...
Game Club.
Well, no. We want to talk Gamecast, like, streaming on our Twitch.
That's what the game... Well, that would be part of the Game Club.
I finish?
Okay, go ahead.
We could do Resident Evil Remake, too.
Yes, once we get into Rudetober, I think we're going to really pick up the horror movie stuff.
We need to kind of figure shit out now, because Rudetober is soon.
Yeah. Don't worry. We'll be alright, but we're talking Castlevania. We're going to replay RudeBoyz. We're going to blah, 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 blah. We're going to be replaying Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I know, yes. Castlevania Symphony of the Night for RudeBoyz Game Club. Right, Tom? Yep. You're committed to that? You're going to get Symphony? We're going to play it together?
I guess I don't have a choice.
You do! We talked about this!
Do I?
You can play... Dude, I don't have the Advanced Collection yet. If you want to play one of the Advanced Collection games... You want to play... Hey, Tom, you want to play Aria of Sorrow?
Sure. I don't have it yet.
Neither do I.
No, let's
do Symphony? Okay.
Let's do Symphony.
Handshake agreement. What is this?
Are you doing that?
No, I was gonna do like a literal business handshake, not the boys handshake.
Yeah, no, the boys handshake is better than a business.
Well, true, yes, but we're trying to be a business.
Fucktard.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night, RudeBoyz Game Club. Keep an eye out on our social media platforms for when we stream this shit. At least I stream this shit. Tom, we got to get you on the streaming shit.
We may stream together when I'm in the studio.
Yes, true, but yes. But you can hit us up on our social media platforms. Just look for RudeBoyz469. We have a YouTube page.
We have YouTube?
Yep. Which hopefully, if I remember, when we Twitch shit, we can record shit and send it to our YouTube. Remember that next time. You can find our YouTube over at bit.ly/RudeBoyzRudeTube. That's all lowercase. And yeah, we'll put some video game shit up on there. I hope. I think. Maybe.
God fucking willing.
If you like what you heard, you should subscribe to us. Subscribe to us on your platform of choice. Apple Podcasts we're on, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn. You can find us if you search for RudeBoyz Power Hour Plus. But our home away from home is on the Podbean network, and that is gonna be rudeboyz.podbean.com. Oh no!
Suck that bean!
Oh, Michael,
get the fuck out of here!
Michael, my goodness, Michael, Jesus, we're a show for children. You can't be telling people to suck beans.
We're not a show for children. We are children.
We are children. Yeah. And the show is for us, really. So yeah, so it's a show for children.
Adult children.
Suck on that bean. Anyway, yes, you're right. RudeBoyz.podbean.com. You suck the plasma out of that bean, RudeNation. That's just a good way to live. If you want to hit me up on social media, I'm at Tehsherms, TEH_SHERMS. Tommy?
If you want to hit me up on social media, which I don't fucking blame you if you don't, I am Tommy_Cash80, and that's Cash with a K.
And that'll do it, Nation. Thank you for joining us. This is our last episode before Rudetober proper. So I hope we got you properly spooked, properly ready to go, and just fucking warmed up and just fucking teased. Teased for Rudetober.
We got some tricks up our sleeves.
Ooh, so this was this a treat?
Nation.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that was good though.
I don't know, you kind of went a little special.
I think I blue balled.
This has been a presentation of the RudeBoyz Podcast Network.
Oops.